Golden boy. 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 Golden boy.
There we go. Hello, guys. My internet is bugging right now. I don't know what's going on with my router. I don't know what's going on with the. Oh, sorry. I'm with two American peeps. I don't know what's going on with my router, but yeah, listen, man, I don't know what's going on, man. My internet's bugging right now. But big up to everybody. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. I am back for Cold Hard Truths with two debutantes on the channel. Big ups to them. We are going to be speaking about Manchester United, unfortunately. I have to speak about them in a period where it looks like everything is going to start going up. But big ups to everybody. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Big up to Schick and big up to Sky. Both links will be in the description, so make sure to go over there and subscribe to their channels. I believe, are you guys both on Road to 1K still?
I'm on road to 1K. Yes.
Road to
currently.
1K?
2K.
Guys, you're road to 2K. So road to 1K for Schick. Let's get him there, guys. And road to
Appreciate
2K
that.
for Sky. Let's get her there, please, people. So make sure to get that done, people. How are you both doing? How are you both feeling right now?
Go ahead.
I am absolutely I feel great, man. Like I told you before the stream started, I feel alive again. Really, that's really what it is. I feel free. I feel alive. But before we obviously get into that, first I obviously do want to say I really appreciate you having me on the channel, Saad. We've obviously worked together because of Mud Brothers. So it was only right that I appear on your channel as well. And it's been a long time coming. So yes, definitely everybody in the chat, make sure you guys are running up the likes and subscribing and all that type of good stuff. But hey, man, Saad, last time I spoke to you, I was miserable. You remember this? You were on my channel. I spoke to you. I was miserable. I couldn't. There were times where I couldn't get a chance to speak because everyone just looked at my club and looked at me in a way just demeaned. I was just demeaned me. So 14th in the league, all that type of stuff. Sunday, I was miserable, and then came along this wonderful Monday that I will never forget. I will never forget this Monday. I'll wake up. Not only do I hear that the parasite at our club is gone, but I also hear that we're bringing in one of the most promising managers currently, who I had no idea we were linked with, and done all pretty much in a day or so. So, hey, I feel absolutely fantastic. I think United fans, in I could speak for all of them, are absolutely gassed. We went through 2 years of absolute hell, like if you could say it. It was terrible. It was the worst time for us. And yeah, man, I'm just happy. I'm looking forward to it. That's really it. There's a smile on my face. I can wear United stuff every single day proudly because I don't know. It feels like I got my club back. It kind of feels like that. But I'm excited. There's obviously lots of work to do, a lot of things that we need to discuss, of course. But right now, initially, I'm excited. I'm gassed. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Nah, big up to you. Big up to you. Sky,
Yes.
tell us how you're feeling. I
Yeah,
ain't seen that smile in a while. Apart from when Mbappe scores a hat trick for France or something, you know?
Yeah, that hasn't happened in a while.
Even that's not happening lately. That's the thing. Yeah.
No. But before I get into my thoughts, Saad, thank you again so much for having Sheik and I on today. Just excited to talk United and talk, the future. And please be sure to like and subscribe to Saad. He works really hard. He may be an Arsenal fan, but we won't hold that against him. So please make sure you show him some support. But I'm just happy to be here tonight. I would agree with Sheik. It's funny because I've told some people this as well. Like I was just feeling so drained talking about United, and it was to a point where I didn't even want to stream or like film videos because I felt like I was repeating myself. And there's nothing worse than going match by match by match, and it's like the same thing, and you're like, I don't want to keep telling people the subs are bad and we can't, our attack is terrible and we can't score goals. Like I just felt like I was saying the same thing over and over. And then you get to Sunday and, Dallo misses something he shouldn't have. And then we have the penalty call and we lose. And I just felt terrible. Like I felt terrible. And then you wake up in the morning and, in America here, you wake up to the news, right? I was actually in the gym. And I was like, the emotion and like, it was so freeing to just feel that he wasn't going to be there anymore, And then from that point on, it's just been amazing. And like Sheik said, to see the turnaround in a day of sacking the manager and having a new one, it's been so nice just to see us moving seriously, so I mean there's some things to question which we might get into, but it was just nice.
I listen, I see what's happened, and obviously that news came as a shock to me because I genuinely thought they were going to keep him to the end of the season, or at least until December the 4th. Do you know what I mean? At least keep him to December the 4th, and then whatever they want to do after that, that's none of my business. Do you know what I mean? Do you know why I said December the 4th?
I'm assuming that we play you on December 4th.
Yeah.
100%. 100%, bro.
Chelsea fans felt the same way.
Chelsea fans felt the same way. Yeah. It's so funny. Yeah. It's so funny because Lewis actually called this. I was sitting there on the stream with Lewis one time and I said, Lewis, don't worry. Ten Hag will be here. I was just like you thought. I thought like he's going to be here for a while because the whole, and we're going to get into it, but the whole idea of like why there's also certain other things that we need to talk about. And when I mean that, I mean, INEOS is, there were a lot of instances where it looked like he was going to get sacked and he didn't. And it's like, it started to become, for me personally, a reality where I just felt like he's just never going to get sacked. There's been so many times, better instances for you to do it, and they just never did it. And I'm sitting there on stream telling Lewis, don't worry, Ten Hag will be there. And Lewis was always telling me, he said, no, something will happen and he will probably get sacked. And he was right. He was right all along. And it's just, it's crazy. But definitely, I mean, you can tell from reactions from rival fans. Liverpool fans can hold it because Ruben Amorim rejected their club. So that's one thing that I'm absolutely happy about as well. I know Chelsea fans, some of them, Ruben Amorim was their first choice too. So it's like rival fans, you can tell by their reactions. Everyone wanted Ten Hag to stay. Now all of a sudden Ruben Amorim is joining and the club and all that type of stuff. And I'm not gonna say everyone's rattled, but everyone's not happy about it. And there's talk about it. So it's like, that's why I just feel like everything kind of changed, like Sunshine said, like everything just changed in the course of a day. And it's crazy. I didn't expect us to move like this with obviously all these past instances that we've had. This was out of nowhere. Ruben Amorim was never even really linked with us in the summer. Like I heard no concrete links of Ruben Amorim being that manager that he wasn't one that we spoke to. Like we spoke to Tuchel, we spoke to De Zerbi, but Ruben Amorim was one name that just never came up. And all of a sudden in one day, the same day that Ten Hag gets sacked, a couple hours later, David Ornstein just drops a tweet. So it's like, it's more of like, I applaud the urgency. You were proactive and all that type of stuff. But it's like, there's a lot of other things that we need to discuss of Basically, why was it done now, and
Right.
why wasn't it done earlier? Like
That's
Right.
exactly
that's my thing.
actually where I want to go into actually.
Yeah,
Because obviously I want us to have like a discussion, so we're not just one of us is asked one question and let's just have a discussion. But I want to get both your thoughts on INEOS, because in the summer, obviously, when you first got Leniora, I was like, okay, you know what? This guy's a prospect. This guy is
Mhm.
a defender that Real Madrid are chasing. You lot won his signature over Real Madrid, which is pretty impressive.
right.
But given the size of the club, you'd expect them to be able to attract a player like that anyway. The only problem is you had a Bozo in charge.
Yeah,
But when it comes to Lenioro, I thought, wow, you know what? They could be moving in the right direction. But then they went back to the Ajax signings. They went back to the Ten Hag signings. So, what are your thoughts on INEOS at the moment? Because first of all, they've brought in a load of Ten Hag signings again the previous summer, and now they've gotten rid of the Ten Hag after giving him so much time, because realistically, they should have gotten rid of him and given the transfer window to the new manager.
yeah,
But even though they've taken it till now, and then they've gotten rid of him now, and looks like they've got Amorim in. It looks like the agreement's all set, and he is going to become a manager. But we're going to speak about Amorim later. But
yeah.
Mhm.
what are your guys' thoughts on INEOS bringing those players in, and what's your thoughts on them so far for what they've done, what they haven't?
Yeah, I think it is, to me, shown just maybe a lack of planning on their part in terms of what they really wanted. I would have preferred if they got rid of Eric Ten Hag immediately after the FA Cup. I mean, I understand that he won, but I feel like there was still enough in the bank to let him go. But they chose to keep him. And granted, I don't think we had everyone in the front office at that time when we won the FA Cup. So maybe that could be part of the reason why he stayed. But regardless, okay, you decide to keep him in the summer. You get players that are supposed to fit his system, that is a system that he can't even play here, which he already said. So again, I'm like, I don't understand why you guys are continually trying to back him when he said he couldn't play his style of football anyway. So there are some things that I question and side eye when it comes to Ineos in that regard, because this manager told us he couldn't play his football, but you're continually trying to back the manager. And he's shown time and time again that he's not competent enough. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with somebody coming in. They're not good enough, so we let them go. So regardless, he's still here. They get him these players. And then it's like a back and forth of he's got to prove himself the next couple of games or he's not going to make it. You know, we got to wait till international break. And it's like, why? This could have, if they would have done this during international break, it would have made a bit more sense. But then again, they wait after a 7-hour meeting after international break, and then they're like, "Oh, we lost to West Ham. I guess we'll get rid of him now." So again, it's I don't understand the thought process behind why they waited. Maybe it's the Glazers, because a lot of us, I think, are missing that part too. Maybe they were just the ones. Again, they have more stake in the club, right? Who knows if they're
Yeah.
telling him, "Nope, can't do it yet, can't do it yet." And they just have to sit there, you know? So that could be a factor too. I'm not saying it is, but it's just weird. And I'm not fully on Ineos' side. I like the way that they move, but I'm side-eyeing and I'm questioning how and like why some things are moving the way that they are when it's clearly obvious to do the opposite, you know?
Yeah. My sense on it, like we can start from the moment Ineos come in, right? For me, it's like it's the summer. This past summer was the one for me. Like I made my judgment on them right away when they decided to basically keep him, because these same people were the ones who were sitting there at every single game last season towards the end of the season watching that type of football. They also decided to replace him. They decided to talk to other managers. So the thought of you replacing him was already there. The fact that you looked at the problem, assessed the problem, realized that there's a problem, and ultimately made the decision that we're just going to be okay with the problem, it was concerning to me 100%. The FA Cup was the best time for you to get rid of him, because right now, us being in 14th, you eventually sacking him, paying him off, right? which another thing that I'll just bring up real quick. Everyone talked about how money was an issue. We didn't bring a De Zerbi over the line because wages was apparently a problem, or we kept Ten Hag and gave him an extension because it was cheaper to keep him than to sack him off at that moment for whatever reason. Yet we are sitting here with him sacked, and we're going to pay a 10 million release clause for our next manager. So it's like a lot of things kind of don't make sense. Like it honestly really doesn't make sense. Well, how I see it is like they realized they made the wrong decision, and this is kind of them just being like, okay, let's it's I wouldn't say it's necessarily panic, but it's also like it's more them acknowledging that they made the wrong decision, and now they want to all of a sudden just move like quick, proactive, all of that type of stuff, which I knew that they could do in the first place. It's just the whole idea of you keeping him, because now, and not even just the next manager who comes in, right? Even just for Rude, if Rude was going to take over and is going to take over, look at how you've set up Rude as well. Like you've given him Ten Hag's players, you've given him this system, you've given him this structure, and they're not even his players, and it's the same for the next manager too. So it's like I don't if the next manager comes in and doesn't get us, let's say, top 6 or top 4 or whatever this season, I'm not looking at the manager. I'm looking at INEOS. You're the one who allowed this because you wasted 25% of our season by enabling Ten Hag. There were so many instances. It's the thing that there were so many different times where you could have sacked him, but you didn't. That's what pisses me off even more. And that's why, like I said earlier, it started to become a reality that we're just going to keep him until the end of the season. I used to always ask this question on stream to INEOS, like, INEOS, how bad do we have to get for you to make that decision? How bad does it really, really have to be? We were sitting in 14th. It honestly was going to get much worse. Me, Sunshine, a lot of other content creators sat here during the summer and told you it was going to be like this. We said, when you keep him, this is going to happen. Our squad's pretty much the same. Yes, we made signings and stuff like that, but look at our offense. We can't score goals. We've missed 85% of big chances created in the league. We've created like 25 big chances or something, and we missed like 22 of them. Against West Ham, that game was the perfect like example of that. How many chances we missed. We should have won that game, honestly. But yeah, it's just like I look at INEOS and I'm like, I agree with Sunshine. I don't fully have like faith in them. Like the biggest mistake you made was initially when you got here, which was keeping him. So it's like now I'm like, okay, now you've brought in Amorim. For me, the thing is the next summer. The next summer is where I really, really will judge INEOS, and I will judge obviously I'll start judging our next manager basically, because go back him in the summer because you backed Ten Hag. You bought the players that he wanted, even though I feel like some of the signings actually were INEOS signings rather than Ten Hag signings. Because if you think about it, and we're going to obviously get into it with the way the system the next manager likes to play, we have a lot of center backs at the club. We don't really have a lot of full a lot of like left-sided wing backs or fullbacks and stuff like that. But the way that manager sets up is with that type of system. So it's like the signings that he's kind of made, the INEOS have kind of made, it kind of looks like they were catering to our next manager already, which is kind of like a thing that I'm starting to realize too. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but yeah, it's just like you've now given our next manager all these players that were Ten Hag's players, Anthony, Mason Mount, all these type of players. Now you expect this next manager to try to bring the best out of these guys, which we'll see if that can happen, because coaching is a big thing that we've seen with Chelsea, with Villa, with Unai Emery, with Liverpool under Slot. Like coaching makes a big difference. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, I know for a fact that the football will be much better. Like we're going to actually string 5 and 6 passes together. We're actually going to do rondos on the pitch. So it's like, yeah, all that stuff I'm going to see. But on a real note, though, INEOS, like I'm happy with this appointment and all this news and you sacking him. But it's just like you could have done this before, and it makes it like feels like it leaves like a very bad like taste. Basically, that's what I would leave it at. Yeah.
You know what? My thought on INEOS, like, listen, like I said, when they brought in Euro, and I thought, oh, you know what? They could start with a bang here. They could start bringing in players, not necessarily have anything to do with Ten Hag, but players that fit a style of play. You can see Euro is like a player who's very comfortable on the ball. So clearly, they want to play a style that is playing out the back. Do you know what I mean? Centre backs that are comfortable on the ball, that are able to play out the back and able to progress the ball forward and not lose it under pressure. So I could see what they were cooking there. But then they go and get Delict, then they go and get Mazarawi, then they go and get all of these players that they that he has played
Mhm.
with at Ajax, which it was just like, okay, so now they're going back to the old roots. What is going to happen here?
Yeah.
If a new manager comes in, what we I do feel like they've left you in a situation where you have to do a complete rebuild now. I feel like
Mhm.
you got we're going to speak about the manager in a second, but you've got the guy, and now you need to go into a rebuild. You need to go into a complete rebuild. Yeah, there's going to be players that need to leave. There's personalities in there that I feel like I've been there for way too long that
Mhm.
need to leave. And obviously we'll speak about that in the keep bench setup
Yeah.
part of the show. But other than that, listen, I think Ineos right now, they have to prove their worth now. Now that they've gotten the new manager, this is really where you see the ownership start to work. Because I compare it to um when the Cronkies took over Arsenal fully. Yeah.
Yeah.
First thing they did to get the fans on their side is to get the stadium debt. They took the stadium debt, they swallowed it, and they said we're putting it on as a debt to the club, but I think the interest rates, there's no interest rates on the loans. They took the loan and they give them a no interest, a 0% interest loan. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
obviously they did that because they wanted the club to go without those debts. They don't have to keep on paying it to the bank, which fair enough. I'm thankful for the Cronkies for doing that. Then when they did, obviously the whole thing with Arteta happened, kind of like the Ineos thing now, where they're keeping managers and they're doing the whole wrong thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they bought Arteta, and then they really believed in him, bro, and they really stuck by him. And this is what Ineos need to do now. Ineos, the thing is, if Amorim comes in and he genuinely wants to play his style of play, and if he comes in and you don't win something for the first year, you don't win something for the second year. I know that Manchester United standards, we have to win something, but the fans are through this shaky period because yes, Ten Hag won something. I think that was a stroke of luck. I'll be honest. Winning with that team, it was a stroke of luck, bro. I don't think you could do that 9 times out of 10, bro. 9 times out of 10, he's losing to like Coventry or one of those teams, bro. But it may get to a point where Ineos are gonna have to say, you know what, we're backing this guy. We picked this guy. We paid 10 million or however much it is for him. By the way, it's outrageous the fact that they have to pay 18 million to Ten Hag. 18 million to Ten Hag,
Yeah, but
bro.
see, like Saad, it's like it again goes back to the point. Like, whose fault is that? Who's
Right.
Why did
like
they give him? Didn't they give him an
they give him
extension?
an
They just
extension?
they
Yeah, so
just
it's
gave
like
him the extension. Yes.
they gave him an extent. They gave him
None
a
of this makes sense. None
they
of it
gave him a
makes sense.
1 year
No.
extension. One
Yeah.
year extension. So it's like you know what that tells me though, Saad, is like 1 year extension is more of like, okay, if things don't go well, we can just sack you in the middle of the season. Makes so much sense why they would try to bring Ruud van Nistelrooy into his backroom staff because it's
Mhm.
perfect. He can get sacked. Ruud can take over the club. It'll keep the fans happy, all of that type of stuff, whatever. Like, it just makes sense. We've seen it before with Ollie. We've seen it before with Carrick, all of that type of stuff, right? My whole
Yeah.
thing is what you just mentioned there could have been avoided if Ineos had just sacked him after the FA Cup. Best time to
Mm.
do it. I actually think Ten Hag, I wouldn't do this personally, but a lot of people in our fan base would have been like, "Thank you, Ten Hag. Like, it didn't work out. You won us a trophy. Best way for you to
He
send
leaves
off,
on a
and you
high.
leave. Leaves on a
Leaves
high.
on a high.
Leaves on a
That's
high. I think that would have been good for him too,
Yes.
personally.
I agree.
Because look
I
at him
agree.
now. You've seen I don't know if you guys have seen that picture that's been going around.
You need to
He's
send me
hiding in
this
the car.
picture.
He's
You need to send
hiding
me
in
this
the
picture,
car.
bro.
This guy
I
is
need
so
to
His little
shameless.
head's
He can't
just
show his
peeking out
face,
the
you know.
back.
Yes, because he knows.
Listen, I'll
He
tell you about
knows.
pictures. The only picture I have right here, yeah, is this one, yeah. And I'm hoping that this is
Oh.
all a bad dream, and this is the real one, man. This is the real one. We will be there, man. We will big up to Nick, by the way, yeah.
Oh.
Big up to Nick, but we will be there, yeah. the end is near, man. The end is near. I'm hoping that this is just a weird dream, and Amorim isn't really linked, and this is all like all Fabrizio Romano and Ben Jacobs and Florian Plattenberg and all of these guys. I'm hoping that they all had stinkers, yeah, and even Daniel Ornstein,
David
what's his name,
Ornstein. Yeah.
David Ornstein, bro. They've all had stinkers, and they got bad news, shitty news, and it all
Uh-huh.
happened, but it's not looking like that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, 100%. I think I agree with a lot of your points when it comes to INEOS, because they definitely could have done it earlier, man. But I think on Ten Hag, looking at his tenure at Manchester United, successful, yes, he did win trophies. However, I can understand winning trophies, and yeah, people banter and they say, "Oh yeah, we had a better 2 years than Arsenal and all of that, bro."
Mhm.
But you need to find that perfect balance, though, because yes, challenging and not winning trophies is bad, but just as well as winning trophies and not challenging, it's also to a certain degree not too good. But here's what I think in regards to Ten Hag, man. Listen, I think the fact that he didn't play that Ajax style of football is the thing that killed him from the off. As soon as you came into Man United, you had to put your foot down and say, "I'm playing this style of play. You play this style of play. You get out." It's just that simple. He was a coward and didn't play that style of play, and it's just that simple. And I think this was the complete right decision for him to get sacked. I know you guys are probably going to be in agreement with that, because
Yeah.
it was shocking. The football that you guys were seeing was shocking, and as you can see by all of the rivals pissed off, that's exactly the reaction you would have wanted when
Yeah.
he got sacked, because they know that he's a shit manager. They know that he's worth nothing and that he was taking your club down.
Yeah.
But now I feel like you guys are moving into a new thing. I don't think we really need to go into your unless you guys want to speak about Ten Hag and fully give your overview on him, but it's completely up to you guys. I don't know if you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
go straight to the
I'll
new manager.
No,
Yeah.
I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it a little
Mhm.
bit. The one thing I just want to like obviously let everybody know too is that I was a supporter of Ten Hag at one time. So I'm sure like a lot of other United fans who were Ten Hag out towards the start of this season, last season, all that stuff, were also Ten Hag supporters at one time. How I think of it is like honestly, the guy sold us a dream. He came in and he looked to add context to it. We were going off of 5 years of Ollie football, which that's something else too. No trophies at that time as well. And yeah, it's just that terrible season that we had. Pogba left. All that type of stuff. We're going into this season with Ten Hag. Ralph Ragnick comes into our club and just absolutely exposes everything. United need a heart transplant, surgery, something like that. So it all kind of like it felt like Ten Hag was going to be that type of person to show some ruthlessness, like come in, establish a style of play, all that type of stuff, phase out players, because that's something that I actually expect from all our managers to do at some certain point, but phase out players, all that type of stuff. Started off like we lost to Brighton and Brentford 4-0, terrible start, but then we saw some stuff like he had that midfield of Ericsson, Bruno, and Casemiro, even though I don't really rate Bruno, but it was working. We had There was a statistic that we beat every single Big Six team at home that season. Every single Big Six team, Man
Beat
City,
us, man.
Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs. We beat all of them at home that season. Defensively, I think we were the second best like defensive team at home, like home record too. So it's like
Yeah.
you'd wonder, Saad, like how did we go from all of that to what we are today? Right? Is his incompetence. What did we need to do in that summer? We needed to strengthen. Who did he buy? Mason Mount. This is what I'm talking about. Stuff like this, What I feel like we lost along the way was the identity of our club, because it started to become Ten Hag FC. Because all these players that we were trying to sign were his players, his system. We didn't even know what type of system he's playing though. Either way, he's coming out and talking about, just for an example, last game, he's coming out and talking about I played Mazraoui in the 10 because he played for me in the 10 in 2020. But then in the same day, he's talking about I selected Anthony over Ahmad because of training. So it's like, it's stuff like this. Like I don't know. This is the thing is like I don't know if you guys really understand the type of pain that we went through. We had
Yeah.
to hear this week in, week out. Every time they ask him a question about, yo, why are your tactics like this? Why are you losing the ball 95% of the time and a half? Oh, 2 trophies. We win 2 trophies. Like every single time. Like I was tired of hearing that. And it's the fact that this guy was meant to be the leader of our club, you know, like the leader. Everyone look at I'm gonna miss Ten Hag. I'm sure you will. Everyone was like, when
Wallah,
can
I'm
we
gonna
play
miss
you
it, man.
next? When do we play Manchester United's Ten Hag's Manchester
I was
United?
looking forward to that game, man.
So
I was
I
Yeah,
looking
that's
forward.
everyone
what I'm
wanted their
saying.
3 points. They wanted
Yeah,
their
Well,
3 points.
that'd have been
So
good
it's
times.
like,
You know, I just love the
oh,
thing I'm gonna miss most is hearing about that Garnacho goal that was taken offside, bro.
oh,
That's what I'm gonna miss the most, man. I'm gonna miss that the most, bro. That in some way, shape, or form in the post-match conference, bro.
yeah.
That goal would be spoken about.
It's
Well,
so funny.
if we scored that goal against Arsenal, then we wouldn't have lost the league, or we wouldn't have
Yeah.
lost this or that. Fucking, I'm just like, bro, come on, man, give it
It's
out,
so
man.
funny that you mentioned that day though, Saad, because that day was a very, very important day in Ten Hag's career at Manchester United too. That's the day he
Mm.
decided to call out Sancho, and everything started to go
Mhm.
wrong from there as well. We started to see favoritism for players.
Mhm.
Like the mentality at our club, our wingers especially, if I were to name some like Garnacho and Rashford, was the fact that you can come into this team because Ten Hag will select you either way because you're his boy for whatever reason. I don't know why or how that all that stuff happened, but you're his boy.
They
You can
train
drop
hard.
Yeah, they train hard or all that. They show up to training first, or because that's why he likes them. I don't know what it is, right? But players and the mentality at our clubs started to become like this, where you can drop stinkers week in after week, you will still keep your spot in the starting lineup. And that's why you decided to see a lot of this behavior from certain players, because they know that they're safe under him. He showed favoritism to certain players. It's so crazy because we were about to literally relive this whole Sancho situation with Amad Diallo if
Mhm.
Ten Hag didn't get sacked. I don't know if you've seen the picture, Saad. When he was subbed on against Fenerbahce, the guy was standing there. It's like he wanted to meet Ten Hag in the car park. Like he was pissed. He was absolutely vexed, man. So it's like, yeah, that whole it's player like manager. He's a terrible man manager. You could tell. Like that's also one thing too, is that this guy does not know how to manage players at all. Definitely he was a terrible tactician for sure. Just everything, man, from top to bottom. I'm glad that he's gone, man. Like I don't have to wake up and look forward to that anymore. I don't have to see that bald fraud in the dugout every single week anymore, man. So it's like I'm so happy. Yeah.
Nah, big up. Sky, what's your thoughts?
Yeah,
Let it out.
I think that this is unfortunate for Eric Ten Hag because I feel like my hope for Amorim when he comes in is that he's able to be firm and be confident in the fact that he knows what he's doing. He knows the football he wants to play, and he implements that. And he won't let players get away with what they want to do. Like I don't want to see Bruno running around everywhere. There's certain things that I want him to solidify and be confident in. And I feel like with Eric Ten Hag, he kind of had that towards the beginning, and you could kind of hear that in the things he was saying about eras coming to an end and all of these things, right? But I genuinely feel like the Ronaldo situation on top of, and I think I have the timeline right. Then we lose to Liverpool right after the World Cup, like in that area, right? So I feel like the Ronaldo situation really messed him up because you have to understand Ronaldo has been under some of the best managers football has ever seen, right? And he has this Dutch guy trying to tell him probably what he can and cannot do, which, I mean, he is the manager, but that's not going to go well with Ronaldo. Now, I'm not saying it was perfect, right? Like, I'm sure there are things Eric Ten Hag was asking him to do that come on, bro, it's Ronaldo, right? But I feel like that really messed up his confidence. And from there, I think the ripple effect was he didn't feel confident enough to play his football anymore because he lost the locker room at that point. Because if you're not respecting Ronaldo, then it's the guy, like it's just going to be hard to come back from that, unfortunately. And I feel like from there, he was trying to pick up the pieces, and he's wanting to bring in people that understand him and, bring in, Anthony's and all these people like like that he's trying to get the locker room back, and I just don't think it worked. And so for me, like that, I can kind of understand maybe that sucks for him, but then I'm just like, you got to get it together. Like for me, it's the quotes, it's the XG, it's after that he just lost his head, and I cannot sit here and justify his actions. Like he was gaslighting us, telling us like it doesn't matter. Like saying the loss to Tottenham didn't even mean anything at home when we just lost 3-0. Like there were things he was starting to say out. You could just tell he was done. It was over, right? And so I just think it's unfortunate that it happened this way, but he cannot coach here. Like I don't want that to be a representation of Manchester United. You're saying you're not Harry Potter. Things aren't making any sense. Like, and then on top of it, your football's crap. Like we look terrible. We look terrible. Midfield is wide open. People are in the wrong positions. It's just a mess. And so I think I'm excited, like Sheik, to just see the basics, which sounds so crazy at this level, but to see us complete passes and have a intentional attack and be able to do these little things, I'm ready for it. We're just so sad to say because the bar is literally in hell, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what? The bar is definitely in hell right now, man. It's so far down. It's actually crazy how far you guys have fallen 100%. Listen, sad day for the rivals, guys. It's a sad day for us.
Can I ask you, what is it? Are you frustrated that Arteta is still there? Like if you seeing like slots come in and then Maresca's come in, right? I mean, Chelsea's gone through a lot of managers, but you're seeing some clubs make changes. Like, are you like worried? Or you frustrated or no?
No, I'm not. Just because I still believe that Mikel Arteta can win the league. So, I do believe he can win the league, and this is the thing. As long as if he wins me a trophy this season as the bare minimum, then he gets to keep his job. If he goes trophyless again, then definitely we're gonna have to start shopping around, looking for somebody else, because we will have to make some changes if he doesn't win a trophy or goes trophyless. Because if he goes trophyless again this season, then that's just you're gonna see the Arsenal fan base completely split. Like I'll take the domestic trophies, the domestic cups. I'll take the. Sure as hell take the Champions League, man. I've never seen. If he wins the Champions League, I'll personally build a statue outside the Emirates, right next to Arsene Wenger, with him holding up the Champions League, because that is the first one in my club's history. But listen, it's. I think it's a bit different because Mikel Arteta, even now, Slot is an experienced manager. Was with Feyenoord. I believe he was with Feyenoord, wasn't he? In the Eredivisie. I didn't really follow Slot's career much, but he's an experienced manager. He's won trophies and done the hard work. He's come into a game against Arteta last weekend, and in that first half, he got out tacticked by Arteta. So I know that my manager can tactics wise. I know that he can completely blow them out the water. But it's about the consistency, and it's about getting it over the line. That's what we need to focus on. And but I think it's completely different to the Ten Hag situation, because I understand exactly what you guys are saying. Some of the shit he'd say in press conferences and records he was breaking, it was shocking. It was shocking. If I was a Man United fan, I'd have been pulling my hair out, mate. Honestly, I would have been pulling my hair out.
We literally lost like all our records. Now we have to go and create more records. You think about that. Just think about, like, we literally have to go and create more records now. He broke all our records, literally. Like,
and then for INEOS to keep him after we had our worst Premier League season ever and our worst Champions League run is crazy. That Champions League run will haunt me for years. You know how embarrassing that was.
Even this season, though, like we couldn't beat we couldn't beat FC 20 in the Europa League, like that's how bad it was, man. Like
Exactly.
He doesn't want to love something or hurt something he loves, though. So
I'm
Yeah,
glad he's gone,
that
man. Like
is
I
yeah,
should,
this guy is the biggest bozo. But
Yeah.
speaking about somebody who's not a bozo, let's get to the bit of the show that you guys are waiting for. Let's speak about the new man coming in, Mr. Ruben Amorim. And listen, I'm just gonna start this off before I know you guys are gonna go and speak about him, but let me just start this off. I think he's a very, very good manager. A very, very good manager. Like I said, I definitely think he's a project manager, and I definitely think he needs his pieces. So I wouldn't expect him to just. I definitely expect him to, what Sky said, come in. The basics are going to be done first.
Right.
You're going to see. I do think he will get a tune out of Hoyland. I do think he will get a tune out of Xerxes. I do think he's going to get a tune out of Bruno. Funnily enough, I think he'll get a tune out of Bruno. 100%. I think Bruno will completely turn his
We'll
game
see.
around now. I know a lot of people are going against Bruno. Listen, I personally think he's a rat, but that's
Me
just
too,
my
me too.
inner rival, bro. I just sometimes just shut the fuck up, stop talking to the referee, and play the game, yachi. Wallahi, we
For
don't need
real.
to see you talking to the ref, bro.
Nah,
I
facts.
don't need to see you talking to the ref. He wasn't even talking to somebody. He booked somebody else on the other team, and this guy's still talking to the ref, bro. Why are you talking to the ref when he's just booked somebody on the opposition team, bro? Wallah, I saw him do it against. I think you played Nottingham Forest. I'm not sure who you played, bro. You played somebody and he booked the opposition player, bro. And then Bruno's there talking to the ref like this, bro. I'm like, bro, what are you still talking
So
to
I'm
him
saying
for?
he talks more than he plays. He talks more than he actually plays, bro. Like
It's
that's what he does.
crazy. But I do
Uh,
think he will get a tune out of him.
mhm.
But I just, for me, seeing, because obviously, I think Ruben Amorim plays three at
Three at the back. He plays a 3-4-3, possession based. I've actually, hey, since we appointed
Have you
him,
done your research?
I
You
am
see, I've never done
Mr.
research on him.
Yeah, I've done research. I literally saw their game today. Actually, they played today.
Yeah.
And they played really, really
Victor
well. This
Gyökeres
last
scored
game.
2 goals.
Yeah, he scored 2
Mhm.
goals. Yeah, they are
That's what I
possession
look at, man.
based, 3 at the back. They like to play with aggressive wing backs. Wingers play high up, very like a lot of width on the pitch and stuff as well.
And they
At
run.
times he plays with a 10. Sometimes he'll play with 2 10s. Sometimes he'll just play with a 6 and a 8. Like Ugarte, actually, funny enough, who's at our club currently, is a player who's played under Ruben Amorim before at Sporting. And that Ugarte under Ruben Amorim was a destroyer. And he likes to have like another, basically like an 8 or a creative 10 on the left-hand side where he can, or sometimes he'll even try to play 10s as wingers. So there's been a bunch of different ways on how I've personally predicted like how he's gonna set up the team and stuff like that. But initial thoughts for me though, in terms of like Ruben Amorim and stuff, is like, one is I know he's going to have us play like good football right away. I know he's a manager who's going to stick to his principles as well. Yes, he'll tweak things a little bit. Like if he wants to like play a back 4, sometimes he might just to try things out, but he'll stick to this 3 at the back system. Very defensive. They do press. They also, like I said, possession based and stuff like that. And they score goals, man. Right now, Sporting are 9 wins out of 9 wins in the Portuguese league. They are 8th currently in the Champions League. So he sets up his teams very, very well. The biggest question, of course, is that for me is, and I said it before, I won't really judge him too much on how he performs this season because I know that this is not his team. This is like the worst possible scenario any manager could have coming into this job with this situation right now. You're sitting in 14th. You have all these players from a different manager who's an absolute trash manager. And you have to kind of just fix this mess. And that's the worst thing ever. But do I think he's capable of trying to bring us back to maybe, let's say, the 6th spot, the 5th spot? Yes, I think so. Do I think he can win us a domestic trophy? 100%. Because these players won a domestic trophy under Eric Ten Hag as well. And I already think they're going to perform much, much better than how they did under Eric Ten Hag. So yeah, with a favorable run, like we had last season, like we played Coventry in the semifinal, a favorable run, 100%, I think he could win a domestic trophy. Top 4 is kind of pushing it, because it's like you're competing with Villa, you're competing with Chelsea, who are teams that I think are obviously still much, much better than us currently. Much, much better, higher in their, not Chelsea, but Villa, much, much higher in their process currently. But I think he can get a better tune, like you said, out of some players that we have, 100%. I also think, or what I would want from him is, I hope he's able to phase out players, because definitely players need to be phased out. But yeah, it's just like, I'm excited, bro. That's really just what it is. I know I'm looking forward to good football. I know that I've seen
I'm not looking
some
forward to that
sporting
game, bro. to
Chelsea
be honest.
game.
No. I'm talking about the game that we play against you guys. Just
Oh,
because
yeah, because of Amorim.
Mikel
Yeah,
Arteta and Amorim have history. Yeah.
yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, he knocked us out of the
Europa League.
Europa League.
Europa League.
He knocked
Sunshine,
us
remember
out
that
of the
game?
Europa League. Don't you remember
2
when
seasons ago.
Ramsdale got chipped from the halfway line?
Yeah. They won at the Emirates. Like the second leg was at the Emirates. It was a penalty shootout, right?
It ended off in penalties. Yeah,
Penalties, yeah.
And
they
Martinelli
lost.
missed. That was
Martinelli
such a.
missed, yeah.
I was there on the day, man. I was in the stadium. I really thought we were gonna go through, man. I sure went to shit. But nah, listen. The thing is, obviously, you've done your history. You've done your research on him,
Yeah.
and clearly, you know what kind of manager he is, and I do think he'll get a good tune out of these players. And the thing is, the fact that they're trying to bring him in before Chelsea means that they want as soon as they get into the Premier League now. And the thing is, you guys are looking forward to the game tomorrow, I'm assuming, because you want to finally see new football,
Yeah.
new
I'm
ways
locked
of
in.
playing.
Oh yeah, I'm locked in. The parasite's gone, man. So it's like, this is definitely going to be a whole different, not entirely a whole different team, but we'll see a lot of like differences. And for Amorim too, like depending on whenever he does join, like if he joins before this Chelsea game or after this Chelsea game, I look at our run of games and they're all so winnable, and it's like, this is the perfect time for him in terms of fixtures, for him to kind of like not fully get in tuned with this team, but to get a good understanding of where the squad currently is and how he can try to adapt to the squad or try to get the best out of it. If I pull up like our fixtures real quick, after Chelsea, I think we have like Europa League. We play, let's see, 1 sec. After Chelsea, we play PAOK in the Europa League. We have Leicester City at home. We have Ipswich away. We play Bodo Glimt at home after that. And then we have Everton away. Everton at home before we play Arsenal. So up until Arsenal, I look at this run and I think it's definitely winnable. Under Eric Ten Hag would be a completely different conversation. But under Ruben Amorim and what he could try to produce and the football that I potentially could see that him play, this run is actually very good for us. Because then by that Arsenal game, we'll have a good understanding of what Amorim could really do with his team. So yeah, I think it's good. So we'll see.
And to be honest, even if he does lose to Mikel Arteta, I wouldn't take it too.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is that I'm not like too fussed about it, to be honest, because I know what the situation is and I know what this stuff is. But what I will say is that I want to see how we play against Arsenal and how we set up against Arsenal. If we lose to Arsenal and like we have like a it was a good fight, nailed like end to end towards the end and stuff like that. Yeah, no worries. But if like we lose to Arsenal and it's like end to end and all that type of stuff, then it's like, okay, I see that the performances are a lot better than where we were at. But also honestly at the same time, like even if we get packed, like yeah, concerns are there, but I'm not gonna be like too fussed about it, to be honest, because like again, I want to really judge him in the summer because I feel like that's when I need him to have his own players, his own things, like have control of this team a little bit, and then I'll basically start judging him because this is just not his team currently at the moment. But that's just me. That's where I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it'd be interesting to see how our players fit into what he wants to do, especially because I did watch the match today as well. And just seeing, I mean, they don't stop, which I kind of like. And just, I don't know how a lot of our players fit into that because they just, whether it's Ericsson or, I just don't know if their legs are there or if they have the work ethic for that. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. I'm not like too worried, but even this match tomorrow with Rude there, I'm just looking forward to seeing something different. I'm hoping to see our players look like they feel lighter, just not with that heavy cloud of just like, here we go again kind of thing, No,
I hear you 100%.
Yeah,
it's like a breath of like fresh air, literally. It's like we actually can look forward to like just the team. And it's like I'll look at players like differently too. Like
Mhm.
I know that like I know some of the players will turn up as well. Like they've been waiting for this decision to happen. I still say this and I stand by it. Like Diogo Dallo understood the assignment this weekend. He knew what he had to do. He missed it on purpose. He understood the assignment. He knew what he had to do. But going back to like our lineup and stuff, like I was kind of thinking about how he would really set it up. One thing I noticed is that one, he's definitely gonna try to buy left side players, like a left wing back or
Mhm.
another left winger. Because I look at the right hand side, Dallo will be that wing back who'll play for him
Mhm.
if we play that back three. Our center backs are Euro, Delict,
Mhm.
Martinez.
Mhm.
Left back is where I'm looking at. Like if Malacia comes back, I could see him use Malacia, but it's like it's not concrete on who he's really going to play. It's probably going to be Dallo on the left and then Mazraoui on the right hand side. But in the future, it's more of like we definitely need more left side wingers.
Mhm.
I look at Rashford, Ahmad. I think they both can play those winger positions under his type of system. Xerxes will definitely benefit because I already looked at Xerxes in under Ten Hag system, and he was already he was making players around him look like get more involved with the attack
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So I know that that
Mm.
will be good. Definitely need upgrades though. I think midfield will be is going to be a very,
Yes.
very interesting. I know for sure Ericsson is not going to get a lot of game time because that's just not his type of model, to be honest. Casemiro and Ugarte will definitely play because he has that type of destroyer even currently in his sporting team. I forgot what his name, but it's like um it's kind of like Hoyland, but it's spelled a different way. I forgot what it was
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Yeah,
I've
I
seen
think you know what
that.
I'm talking about. But he plays as
Yeah.
Mm.
like that. Yeah, he plays as like that destroyer for Sporting at the moment. So it's like I see this team that we currently have, and I feel like there'll be games where I think he'll cook, like with the squad. And I feel like some players are well equipped for this type of system. It's more about
Mm.
the consistency of it, of whether they can consistently play in that system for this manager. But we'll definitely strengthen, like in the summer, and that's the biggest important thing for me is like who we get. Who does he try to get in terms of profiles? I feel like he's like me personally. I'm just gonna say it right now because we are bringing Ruben Amorim, go get Gyökeres because Gyökeres would be perfect. Like Ruben Amorim is he's been coaching him. I've heard Gyökeres also like hint the fact that he'll go wherever Ruben Amorim goes. So go get Gyökeres. He's there. We don't need to try to turn strikers into a Gyökeres when we can just go get Gyökeres.
Uh,
That's what I would basically say. We have money, pay the money. I don't even want to care about what happens to like Hoyland and Xerxes game time at that moment because that's just completely different. But get Gyökeres and get all these other profiles or whatever players that this guy asked for, and also INEOS back him. Like you back Ten Hag, I hope you back him as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, that's what I would say.
listen, I can't lie.
His nonsense, man.
Don't listen to what Schick said. Do not get Victor Gyökeres. Gyökeres is an Arsenal player. He's my number 14.
Glockerez.
What?
That's what I'm calling him.
I'm sorry,
Glockerez.
Yeah,
you already gave
we
this man
call
number 14?
yeah,
That's
100%,
crazy.
100%, 100%. He's made for the number 14. He's
All
made
right,
for the
stop.
number
Just wait.
14.
Just wait for the day
So
then. Just wait for the
I
day that
need,
we sign Glockerez, man.
and the thing is, Glockerez, yeah, big up
Glockerez.
because we were calling him that in the group in the watch along, man.
Yeah,
Big up Victor Glockerez, man, because he's got a
yeah,
Glock,
Look.
bro. Yeah, when this guy
yeah.
shoots, bro, it's crazy, bro. Listen, all I'm saying is, we need to go and get him. We need to go and get him ASAP, bro. This guy is a problem. This guy is a problem, bro. Like, I think he comes into the bro. Anyway, let's not talk too much on
I think
Gyökeres
we got the
because
advantage, but I'm just gonna stay
Yeah,
quiet.
yeah. Hey, listen. All I'm gonna say is, hey, Ineos, just bring me Glockerez. There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah, just
I
bring me in, man. That's all I'm saying.
allow it, man. Allow it, bro. That's my guy. That's my guy, bro. That's my guy.
Now
Listen,
that you
Um,
told me, Saad, now that you told me that that's your guy, I kind of want him to join even more now. That's the craziest thing. Like
nah, bro.
I want him
If
to
he
join.
joins Man United, Edu's on my hit list, bro. Bro,
you had
I'll
a
tell you that
summer.
now, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and Edu was a
You
bozo.
could have got him.
You know what I mean, he's our Eric Ten Hag, man. But anyway,
Yeah.
going to the squad, and I'm actually
Let's
gonna
do it.
bring it up
Let's go.
because I need you guys to.
This
Get these
is really
squads
gonna
outta
be
here.
this is gonna be the cold hard truth that everyone's going to realize about our
This
squad.
feels like therapy.
Yeah.
Right, let me go to the website because I'm gonna get the first team. Where's the manager?
I wish I
United
could have
website?
gone with Ten Hag, but Can't have everything in life.
Cookies.
I'll be back in just a second, Todd. Just one moment.
Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. Let me decline cookies because I'm not giving Manchester United cookies. They can hold that. Frauds. Right, let's go. Where is the players? There we go. So the men's team. Let's go through the men's team. So starting off, I think we should probably wait for Schick to come back. But the squad looks packed, man. The squad looks packed. There's definitely some players that are going to be that you will probably have to get rid of, and there are players that are probably going to stay. Okay, here we go. Schick's here.
Let's go.
Right. So we got Altay Bayender. Are you keeping him? Are you benching him? Or are you selling him? Or start, bench, or sell? Are you starting, benching, or selling him?
I'll bench him.
Yeah,
I'll bench him. Yeah, I'll bench him.
Bench,
you know, the reason why I say that is because we barely seen the guy play. I don't even know how he is. Ten Hag barely selected him.
Listen, we didn't know this guy existed for a hot second, bro. We thought he was a hologram, bro.
This is what I'm saying. So it's like I kind of just want to see how he plays. Like that's why I say bench. Like that's really what it is. Because I know he'll get like Ruben Amorim might rotate. Who knows? But yeah, we'll see him. We'll see him feature. So for sure, yeah, I'd bench him. Bench him for
Tom Heaton. I'm not really gonna go into it. He's like just a side piece, bro. He's just there just to make up numbers, bro. I'm pretty sure you guys can agree, bro. You guys don't ever want to see Tom Heaton.
He's our Phil Jones of 2024. That's who he is. Yeah, that's who he is.
Andre Onana. I'm assuming you guys want to keep Andre Onana, or would you guys sell him?
I'd say keep, but final year for me. Keep, but this is your final year, yeah, because we should get improvements. But yeah, keep. I keep.
Okay. Are you similar, Sky? Keep or sell?
I don't know. I feel like with him, he's the only one that I don't know. Like I'd want to see how he is under Amorim first. He's the only one I don't know. I'll keep him this year. Yeah.
He's actually been playing well, though.
I'm gonna keep him. I'm gonna keep him for 2 years.
That's the thing for me is like what I want to see is whether like because he started off the season really well. I forgot what game it was, but he literally made like a double save. Like he's been making like some crazy, insane saves. Obviously, our defense is a whole different thing, but he's not really been at fault for goals, like especially like how he was last year. Like, geez, last year was a whole different conversation. Yeah. For me, it's just like this is the final year. Like in terms of that, obviously, I want to see whether he can. If he has a good year this year, can he replicate that the season after? But if not, then yeah, we need to get more. We need to get a different goalkeeper for sure.
This is where probably the most important part of your squad, because he plays with 3 at the back. Victor Lindelof we're starting with.
Sell. Shouldn't be here. Shouldn't have been here last year. Shouldn't have been here the year before that.
This is gonna be so easy.
Shouldn't have been here the year before that as well. So yeah.
You know what? Let me just see if I can do this. You
could bring up all the keep and sells that I've probably done. I wasn't even streaming all these years, but if I was streaming, I'd say sell Victor Lindelof.
Here we
and
go.
all of them. So yeah.
Should I just guess?
So Mazzarao, who you guys would keep? So if I was a Man United fan, he's going, he's staying, he's gone, he's staying for 1 year possibly, because you can probably get somebody better than him, because I think he's injury prone. He's staying. Get this guy out of here. And listen, this guy's a youngster, bro. We can't really throw him under the bus. That's for me what I'd go for defense. What would you guys say?
You know what, Todd? You're actually absolutely spot on. For me, you're absolutely spot on. Like word for word, bar for bar. You're spot on, bro.
So what, you guys would keep Mzraoui, keep De Ligt, you get rid of Harry Maguire, because I think he's done, man.
Yes.
Martinez, it'll be interesting to see how he does in that new system. To see how he does under, because I feel like in the last few games
I have my serious
a lot of people have been
a
lot of Man United fans have turned on him.
No, I have my doubts on him. Big doubts on Martinez. Yeah.
Last year, I think 1 year, just to see how he does.
I would bench him. I still don't think
Yeah.
he's like it depends on our summer and who we get, right? Like I feel like if we do sign a left wing back or a left winger or something like that, because of the way that he plays, like he could try to play both of them as a wing back or as a winger, so whoever he signs. So I feel like even with that, I don't think he'll really get game time. So that's why I say bench. But I wouldn't sell him though. Yeah, I wouldn't sell him. I think he can
Okay.
still. Yeah, we need to just see more from him. But you're right, he's injury prone. That's the problem.
Yeah. Lenny Euro is definitely staying. Diego Dallo is definitely staying. Luke Shaw, I don't even know what this guy's still doing here. This guy is
He just
bro,
got
he need
an extension
give
on his injury. So
Yeah.
today.
yeah,
It's
this
just
guy needs to give it up, man.
his new name should be Luke Setback. Because every single time it's just setback after setback after setback, bro. That's just really what it is. His name should be Luke Setback. That's really what it is.
my
Man.
god, that is
It's
hilarious.
just setback after every single week, you know. All the time I hear like, oh, Luke Shaw
my
had another
God.
setback. Like, oh, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, but yeah, he needs to go. He should have been gone again. Another player should have been gone a long time ago. A long more time ago. So yeah.
Yeah, Chronicle. This is dirty
He's not
work,
wrong.
bro.
He's not wrong
This
though.
is
Yeah.
dirty work, bro. You know
He's
what?
not wrong.
I'm a bigger guy myself, so I can't really comment on that. But yeah, big up to you, my bro. And then Johnny Evans, he's gone, bro. I don't even know why he even came back, bro. I don't know what's going
This is
on.
what I would say though. Respect to Johnny Evans, man. Absolute respect. And you know the craziest
Yeah.
thing is now that we're actually talking about Johnny Evans, he played against Ruben Amorim in 2011 in the Europa League, and now Ruben Amorim is going to coach him. That's
crazy. That is crazy.
By the way, big up to Mo.
big
Mo's
up
just
Mo.
raided.
Big up to Mo.
Big up to Mo, man. Thank you
Big
very
up,
much for the
Mo.
raid, Mo. Absolute legend. Thank you very much
Mhm.
for raiding the channel. Guys, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to me and these panelists that I've got on right now in the description. In the description is their links, man. So go over and subscribe to them, guys. And make sure to like the video here and subscribe as well. Johnny Evans obviously is gone. Let's move to the midfield. Oh my god. Just look
I'm
at
ready.
this.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Look
Let's
at
go.
the
It's the
state
midfield
of it.
and the attackers, which are going to be spicy. Yeah, those are
Yeah.
fun. But yeah.
What are we saying? What are we saying about number
Get him
7,
going.
man?
Should have
Get
never been here. Should have never
Gone.
been here, man. Should have never, ever have been here. Should have never been here.
God. Right,
Yeah.
so Mason Mount is gone.
Gone.
Bruno Fernandes. This is
Gone.
the interesting one.
Gone. Sell him.
Wow.
Again. Sell him. Sell Bruno Fernandes
I'll be
today.
here for it,
Sell him
man.
today. Sell him
I'm
today.
here for it.
No, I mean
I don't like him at all.
Me and Sunshine both have been very vocal about this. Like,
Yeah.
we do not rate Bruno Fernandes at all.
I
bro.
hate that
Like,
he's the
at
captain.
all. Yeah, he's absolutely terrible. He's Bruno Hoofnandes. That's what he is. He just hoofs the ball all the time.
Oh my god.
Like, runner
What
here,
they used to call him
track
before?
star. That's what he is, man. Like, he just, bro, he's an absolute.
Didn't they used to call him a
terrible-
grenade launcher, bro?
Grenade
That's what he
launcher?
is.
Staffy
Yes,
used to
bro.
call him a grenade launcher, bro.
Bro,
That
he
was the
has
funniest
he
shit
has
ever,
so
bro.
many hit markers. For all you guys who play Call of Duty and stuff, he gets hit
Yeah.
markers every single game.
Hella
Man.
hit
That's what he
markers,
does.
bro.
Hella hit markers, man.
bro.
Nah, get him gone, bro. Get him gone. Get him gone, man. Yeah.
Ericsson gone as well.
I actually
I'm
bench
assuming.
Ericsson.
Would you bench him?
I do. I think that he provides a lot of experience and just level-headedness that I think you kind of need on a team, especially for midfielders. And I don't think that his legs are not there anymore, but he can't play a full 90, but he can give you solid minutes if you use him correctly. I don't know if he works in Amorim's system, but for me, I keep him on the bench.
Okay. What's your thoughts, Shik?
Yeah, I would personally and I'll give my reasoning to it. I would sell him mainly just because one, it's we're in 2024. I kind of want to move on with Christian Eriksen, to be honest. But also, and on a real note, I don't think he can work in our system. I don't, because the way that he sets his team up is he has one destroyer and 1 8. That 8 is running up the field constantly, and Christian Eriksen just won't be able to do it. It's nothing against him; he just won't be able to do it, and that's just the main reason why I don't feel like I would sell him, to be honest. I just would get someone better,
Mhm.
basically. That's
Yeah.
just it for me. Yeah,
Casemiro, I'm assuming you guys are keeping.
keep.
Yeah.
He's not finished. Yeah, he's not finished. He's not finished.
Ugarte, he's just coming. I don't think you guys are gonna get rid of him yet.
I'd keep him.
Also,
I'd keep him too. Yeah, I'd keep him too. Under Ten Hag, I had big issues with Ugarte, but obviously I'm gonna see a different Ugarte under Ruben Amorim. But yeah, under Ten Hag, I had big issues with Ugarte, but it's not his fault either, to be honest. It's just how our midfield was set up. But yeah, I'll keep him 100%. Keep him.
in my personal opinion, objectively speaking, build the team around this person right here. Around this person right here, this is who you build your team around. You just put him in the middle and you start propping people around him. Yeah, that's all you have to do. Yeah, because he can be the core of that team.
Yeah.
If things are done correctly,
Mhm.
hopefully they ain't. I hope that he leaves and somehow ends up at Arsenal. You know what I mean?
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Somehow
Because-
just ends up at Arsenal, you know.
I thought you were going to say, so
I
sell
hope-
him to Arsenal.
I hope that somehow he just ends up at Arsenal. You know what I mean? That just they do.
I
something
hope somehow
mad
Saka ends
stupid.
up at Man United too, man. Same way. I just hope
listen,
Bukayo
man.
Saka ends up
I
at Man United.
listen,
somehow.
bro.
Mm-mm.
Sunshine, you wouldn't take Bukayo Saka?
No.
Guy, have some shame
Really?
and decorum.
I would take Saka today. I would take Saka today. I would.
What's
Yeah.
your reasoning for not taking Saka?
Oh, this is gonna be nice.
I mean, I think obviously he's not a bad player, but I don't think he's consistent enough. I don't like him.
Fair enough.
I completely disagree, but
That's fine.
big up to you.
Fair
Big
enough.
up to you. I think he's one of the most consistent players in the league.
I don't want to see him limping. I'm sorry. I don't want it.
All right, listen, man. He's injured. Let's not celebrate injuries, man.
I got a whiner. I don't need a limper too. Next.
There you are. Toby Collier. What are we saying about him? Keep. They're kids, to be honest. I don't really think we should
bench.
focus on the kids, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly.
They're gonna be here.
I just say bench. Yeah, bench.
Mhm.
Yeah.
La ilaha illallah. He's already gone anyway, so we
He's
don't need
gone.
to focus on that.
He's gone, yeah.
What is Garnacho's picture? I have never seen that before. I'm sorry, that caught me off guard. And then you bring up this fraud. I'm glad you find that funny.
Listen, you know what?
I'm
Yeah.
laughing at Saad, man. I'm just laughing
Hey,
at Saad. Really,
wallahi, this guy
80
is
million, no?
a criminal, bro. He's a criminal. I'm telling you right now, yeah. Whoever orchestrated that deal, yeah, needs to be put in handcuffs and taken to a prison. I'm talking about not even just the normal prisons, bro. Send that motherfucker to Guantanamo Bay, man. He needs to be gone, man. That's it. Don't even send him to normal prisons. He's not allowed to be in normal prisons, bro. This guy is.
Oh man, no, he is such a character, man. I'll never forget that remember when he was on the touchline against, was it Arsenal?
Yeah,
He was going to come on. Yeah, that little like fate. Oh man, this guy's such a joke.
Bro, I was like, "Oh, you."
Bro
you're
thought
trying
he
to
was him. You know, he really
Doing
thought he
this
was him.
one. Was this Coventry City when he was doing
like-
this?
He was like,
Yeah,
oh,
Sonic-
angry. Oh,
He's trying to look all hard and that. I'm like, bro,
that's what I'm
you
saying.
look soft, bro.
You look
You know
like
when
an
someone,
idiot. Like,
bro,
yeah.
you know when you got like a 7-year-old kid and they try to look hard. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
what are you saying? I'm like, bro, you like.
Look at
2
this
foot
picture.
tall,
He's
bro.
like,
Well, this guy
even in the
feeling
picture
himself.
too,
This
like
fits. I know.
And
That
yeah,
guy.
Garnacho, I don't know what's going on with him, man. I don't know what's
same,
going on there.
same.
But
I don't know.
anyway, Rasmus Højlund, keeping or selling or benching?
If it is confirmed that we can get, I don't know how to say that man's name.
Glockeres.
Glockeres.
Yeah, Glockeres.
Glockeres.
I'm selling
Yeah,
him
there you go,
next
there you
year.
There you are.
I'm benching him. With that same reasoning though, I'll bench him. Actually, no, I take that back. You're right, Sunshine. I'm selling him. I'm tired of this guy. I actually am. I don't rate him. I don't rate him. Yeah, he can
All he
go.
does is box
sell him.
out. If you play basketball, you know what I mean. Like he sticks his butt out and he just like backs into people. That's what he does.
If you don't sign a striker though, I'll
Oh,
keep him.
God.
Of course. If we don't sign a striker, of course I'll keep him. But yeah.
Yeah.
I hope we sign a striker, but if we don't, then yeah, of course I'll keep him. But if we do,
Yeah.
you can go because I rate Xerxes better than him. I think Xerxes offers more to
Yes.
the team then Højlund. Even though Xerxes has only scored 1 goal this season, I think that will change. Don't worry. But yeah, I think he adds more to the team than Xerxes adds more to the team than Højlund currently. So yeah, that's why.
Okay. What about Marcus Rashford? What are we saying about him?
Sell.
I'll drive him to the airport.
I'll drive him myself too. Sell.
You know what?
Yeah.
This is determination, guys. This is determination to the cause. Both of these guys, both of them, yeah, they both live in America, but somehow they're traveling here just to drive him to the airport.
Absolutely.
They're traveling here. They're paying for their ticket to get here, and then they're gonna drive him to the airport and then fly back.
Just
It's
think
like,
of it
no,
as
I
us
do my
picking it.
job.
Just think of it as us picking him up. Like we're gonna pick him up. He's gonna be on the flight with us back to the States. That's what he's gonna
That's
do.
how much
Like,
I love this club.
yeah. Is that
I'd
that's
do
what
it.
we're gonna do. Yeah.
Oh.
So
And then Joshua Xerxes,
keep.
I'm assuming you guys are keeping.
Yeah.
Amad Diallo, keep as well.
Yeah. Keep.
Garnacho. What we
He's
doing?
someone that I say sell, but I will not go to the airport and drive him either. That's what I wouldn't do. Like I wouldn't do that. He can find all that stuff by himself. He can all that stuff he can figure out by himself, man. Like he can yeah, so go. Please, leave, man. I'm tired. I'm so tired.
Are you in agreement, Sky?
I think because he's young, he needs a manager that will hold him accountable and not let him get arrogant. And I think Erik Ten Hag allowed that arrogance, and that's why he would make mistakes. He would just have bozo moments. If Amorim can come in and tell him what he can and cannot do, and if he doesn't do that, he's on the bench, you see a different Garnacho. So I'm gonna bench him see how it works. Yeah.
No, I agree. Honestly, she's right. Like he's best off the bench, but it's like I just think we need to get better players. That's why I say we should sell him. I want us to sign more and better players. That's really it. Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with you, but
yeah.
That's just
I do agree with that. Listen, I can see at the moment Garnacho was just awful, but
yeah,
there is definitely a world where he can be improved and you can take some of his ability because he does have good moments at times, little as they may be. He does have good moments. I think that Garnacho can be kind of formed into a competent player who can follow a system as long as he's used in the right system. I mean, if we can go from getting Granit Xhaka to go from what he was before to what he is when we challenge for the title, anything's possible. Do you know what I mean? Right. Anything is possible.
I just think Ten Hag did him a disservice. So
he did.
I hope it helps him to have some.
Ten Hag probably did a lot of people a disservice.
He did, man.
I can't lie.
He did the biggest disservice to himself. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
I'm dead. You know what? First of all, let me read big up to the super chat from Vinicius, who says, will Anthony evolve to Ajax Anthony? Ruben, do it. Listen, who knows? Who knows?
That would be the craziest. I don't even know. I feel like
I think he's earned his money. I think he's earned his money for the year. If he somehow turns Anthony into a baller, that's crazy. That is nuts. And then he also follows it up. Big up to the CW44. He says Garnacho can be a class with the right molding. I do agree. With the right molding, he can. And he also comes in with a comment saying, "Why is Garnacho impersonating Ancelotti?" He actually is. If you look at the eyebrow, he actually is. Why is he doing it? Why is he doing the eyebrow thing, man? This guy. Oh, he's trying to be a face man, and wallah, you're not that, bro. You're not that. Man. You're not a face man, bro. Just accept it, bro. Do I even need to ask you guys, or is it
you don't have to ask.
Just get the hell out of the club. You know what I mean? One of them ones.
So
Ethan, we're not going to speak too much about him. He's a youngster, and Jadon Sancho is on loan. That's it. That's the whole squad. So out of that, you guys are keeping.
I feel like we said a lot of them need to leave. Yeah, I feel like we said a lot of them need to leave.
Yeah, so
I honestly don't think we did.
You said
So I'll
Lindelof.
just
You
count
said
who you
Maguire.
who you kept. So you said sorry, who you wanted to leave. So 1, 2, 3,
Actually, it
yours,
wasn't. Now that I look at it,
4,
or
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, not 10. 10. So it's 10 players that you lot want to leave. 10 that you want to leave, and you want to keep the rest. Whether it be bench or whether it be just keep them as first team players. So I think, listen, 10 outgoings. I don't think that's too bad. It's still a lot of players, 100%.
yeah, it's
That
a
just
lot of
shows
players. Yeah,
that just shows the job that Ruben Amorim's got on him, got on his to do list. Do you know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
mad job. It's a mad job. And the thing is, you look at the situation you've got at Man United now, which is he's coming into a situation where he's basically been thrown under the bus by Eric Ten Hag, because Eric Ten Hag's effed this
Yeah.
whole shit up.
And then,
Oh.
I mean, I hate to say this too, like he's not English, right? So
yeah.
the English media is something he's going to have to battle on top of that. Like they're not going to be gracious to him, unfortunately. So it is like it sucks for him. Like I'm not going to lie.
Do you guys agree with and I'll give you my thought process on it as well after you
Yeah.
guys give yours. But do you guys agree you need a summer clear out, or would you prefer the whole maybe get 2 players out, bring new 2 players in? What you guys thinking?
Yeah, me, I personally don't think like, especially some of the players that we mentioned, I don't think all of them leave in the same window. Like it's a lot, especially some like
Mm.
Bruno. He's our captain. First, it's gonna be like what you're gonna get a reaction from the fan base because there's a lot of people in our fan base who rate some of these players. When they do get dropped, you will see that reaction. But me
Mhm.
personally, like I'm okay with us phasing out players as long as you are doing that. Like
Mm.
Mhm.
if I see that next season Bruno's benched in certain games or he just drops Bruno for certain games and I'm like, okay, now we're like in terms of that Bruno situation, I can see him leaving. Like because of how it's a sign of him basically phasing him out. That's what I would want to see. I'm okay whether it's like 2 players or 3 players or 4 players or 5 players. It's fine, but as long as you do start phasing out players and you see that in the
Mhm.
middle of the season, like you'll see if I see that um, certain players who were being used for league games this season are now going to be used for only League Cup games or like Europa League games or domestic whatever domestic trophy that we're competing in. Then
Mm.
it's like okay, I see that he's trying to phase out the squad, and that's one of the biggest things that I
Yeah.
want from him too is that I hope he is able to phase out the squad because Ten Hag kind of did phase out the squad, but then look at who we bought. Like it's like look at all these other players that
Mhm.
he bought, but then also looked at who he phased out too. Like a lot of the players that he
Mhm.
phased out, I actually like them.
Yes.
Sancho, Varane,
Yes.
like all of these type of players who I didn't necessarily think he needed to phase them out. So we're still stuck with some of the players that needed to go, and Ruben Amorim now has to basically try to phase some of these players out. At least
Mhm.
personally for me,
Mm.
so it really it goes from there for me personally.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
where I would stand on it. Yeah.
I
Mm.
think I agree completely, and I think the main thing that I want to see with INEOS and with the way our club is run is that you give him the support that he needs.
Yeah.
So, um, start in January. I'm expecting them to start in January, either getting rid of somebody or adding somebody to the squad, even if it's on loan or whatever, just to get Emram what he needs. But I need to see the support, and for me, like I feel like that's why Klopp was just so exhausted towards the end because he was like fighting an uphill battle trying to just like get what he wanted to be
Mm.
successful, and he was doing it, but he had to like fight for it. And I don't want any manager to come into my club doing that. Like if he's competent and he has the CV and he knows what he's doing, get him what he needs.
No
No
fact.
questions
Mm.
asked.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Graham, I know you said much like Arteta had to do. I don't think that Man United's team is as bad as what Arteta had to take over. Do you know what I mean? So he definitely had to take over a much worse team with a few players in there, a load of players actually that just weren't weren't for the big time, weren't for the top of football. Do you know what I mean? The highest
Mhm.
level of football. They weren't made for that. So I think it's a bit different. I definitely agree with you guys in regards to phasing players out, not getting rid of everybody in one summer and just replacing them, because it never works. It never
It's sometimes
ever
also
works.
just not like financially feasible too. Like you
Yeah.
can't just phase out these players who are on much big contracts. Like to
Mm,
also for them to want to leave these big contracts and go somewhere else and play somewhere else is tough. Like they wouldn't want to. That's why we've struggled to
Yeah.
sell Maguire last year, at the start of the season last year, and even the year before that too, because we had
mm,
deals with like West Ham and he just didn't want to move because he's on high wages here. So it's like
yeah.
the phasing is really what it is. And to be honest, it's like we don't even know. We could see phasing this season. Let's say he takes over in like a
Mhm.
month. Let's say, or hypothetically he takes over in like a week or in a month. We could see phasing out of players like in the next couple of months, by January, by the end of the season, right before preseason, during
Mm,
preseason, like all of that type
Mhm.
of stuff. So it's like I think he knows it too. Like one thing is that I'm sure he knows what he's signing up for. Like
Mhm.
this job is like I'm sure he knows about this. Like I don't even have to get into it. There's
mm,
media scrutiny, there's fan base reactions, there's the Ten Hag inners, all the type of stuff that we just saw with Ten Hag. You'll get
Mhm.
that. So it's like I hope at least he knows what he's
Mhm.
signing up for, but he knows that it's not going to be an easy ride and there's going to be a lot of work that he has to do. And
yeah.
it's a results business at the end of the day. As much as we like to say performances
Mhm.
and stuff like that, because performances do matter and coaching is a big thing, but with the magnitude of this club and being a fan of this club, it's like it's a results business. If you don't get results and you're not doing well, you will be looked at in a different way and the pressure
Mm,
starts mounting. And then once this pressure starts mounting, that's when you start sinking as a manager.
Mhm.
These different managers that we had at our club. So it's like,
And that
yeah,
point there, Sheik, is where I'm praying that like
we
we
don't let
see
him
the
sink.
difference with having
Yeah.
INEOS and the structure, because like
We don't let him,
Cameron
yeah, we
said,
don't let him sink basically. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
I
we
don't
support
want
him.
another
Yeah.
manager to come here and die. Like I don't
Mhm.
find satisfaction in people's careers ending because they failed at Manchester United.
No,
Same
facts.
with
Yeah.
players, right? And so I'm hoping that the structure now that we have structure, the structure somewhat will help him get what he needs on the pitch. If it doesn't work out and he fails and it's like the same thing over, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna suck because
Yeah.
you're just like,
the-
dang, then we really are struggling. Then we
mm,
know like it has to be the Glazers.
Then
Like
I'll
we
know.
have,
Yeah, then I know that INEOS are just Glazers 2.0 at this
yeah,
point. Even though
yeah.
I currently kind of like low key think that, very low key think
mm,
that, but that's when I'll know that yeah, it's just it'll come to a point where we'll all just realize that it really doesn't matter what manager comes into this club.
Hmm.
These people are just not well equipped to help that certain manager succeed. And
Yeah.
that's what the Glazers have done in the past couple of years. Like we've made signings for PR, for shirt sales, not to improve the
Yeah.
team, to think about all these other things other than what's actually happening on the football pitch. So it's like, yeah, it's like
yeah.
these are all ifs, buts, and maybes. We don't know what's going to take place. All we can do is just predict and
Mm,
hope and make these predictions based off of the evidence that we have right in front of us. But
yeah.
I'm confident. The one thing that I would say as a fan though is I'm confident. I haven't felt this way as a United fan for 2 years
Yeah.
under the manager that we had, and it's like now it's like I have chest, bro. I can actually go to shows and like actually talk about us potentially looking good and stuff like that. But with that being said, this is not me saying that we're back and Man United are back
Mm,
and like watch out for us and fear us and all that type of stuff. There's lots of work to do, like
Yikes.
lots and lots of work to do, but it's looking promising. Like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I see it.
Mhm.
I see the light at the end of the tunnel. That same goddamn tunnel that Ten Hag always used to talk about. Stick to the
mm,
plan. We always stick to the plan. We this and that, all of that type of stuff. So we'll see. We'll see where we can go from. But
yeah.
with that being said, if Amorim turns out to be a Ten Hag 2.0, where he comes in and says, I want to play the Portuguese style, and then all of a sudden changes it, and then just signs players for whatever, just signs a ton of like sporting players that are just for whatever reason don't fit our system or whatever, and just turns out to be a Ten Hag 2.0, I will be
Mm.
back on your show, Saad, and tell you that I'm Ruben Amorim out. I will.
Yep.
You know,
That's just the reality of
the
it.
the
That's what
thing
it is.
is, yeah. The thing is, just to close out on this message here, and I
Yeah,
do want to get your quick thoughts
yeah,
on the game tomorrow. Um, and obviously your predictions, because I think now you can actually give a positive prediction.
Yeah.
You can actually give a positive prediction because it may go well now
Mhm.
that you actually have Rude. I think, I think Rude is still a good manager himself because we saw what he done in the Eredivisie. I think it was a PSV, sorry,
PSV. Yeah,
PSV,
PSV.
yeah.
PSV. That he did he win the league or did he win the cup?
He
With
won
I think it was
them,
a
something, I'm
cup.
pretty sure. Yeah, he
I
won
don't
was it
think
a
it was
cup?
the league.
All I
Yeah.
remember is him with a cigar in his mouth, just dancing, bro. And then they were just, that's all I remember from the video. But
Yeah.
I think with if Ruben Amorim, and obviously this is me objectively speaking, I don't want this to happen, but if Ruben Amorim comes in, has a style of play, and he's playing that consistently, but the players are just not good enough to do it, and obviously they don't go down the route of just getting rid of people and just bringing in hella people at the start, and it's going to be a process for them similar to the Arsenal kind of process.
Hmm.
I think they need to follow what the Kroenke's done in regards to, I know it's not the best thing to do, but kind of ignoring the fans, because the fans will say we want him gone. If he
Yes.
doesn't, I know you guys are trying to think about it a bit level-headed and objectively, and you guys would be like, okay, I can see why we can keep him. He's playing a style of play, he's getting us a bit better, but we're not winning anything. Do you know what I mean? But some fans in the fan base are not going to accept that. They're going to be like, no, we should be winning now. We should be winning now. And they're going to want him out. But I feel like they should ignore those fans and just stick to their man. If you've picked that man, he's playing his style of play, he's improving players. That's something that you got to look at and be like, yeah, you know what? We're sticking with this guy. We don't care what you guys say. Obviously, to a certain extent, if he if he comes in as playing his style of playing it shit, and he's getting losses and losses and losses and not doing good, then of course
Mhm.
they have to then act. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you just don't want to go into a thing where you're just sacking, hiring, because that's the Glazers.
Yeah.
That's not these guys. INEOS want to prove that they're not the Glazers. Even though, to be honest, I hear from a load of Man United fans they got into bed with the Glazers. So who knows what's happening in those rooms?
Yeah.
We
Who
don't
knows,
know
man?
what's going on in those rooms. They've got into bed with the Glazers, so we don't know. But yeah, listen, I just that's something that I think they need to do at the moment is they need to kind of just, we back this guy. We want to give him time. We
Mhm.
want to do this. We want to do that. We really think he can do the best, but it all depends on what he does when he comes in.
Yeah.
Getting on to the game, you guys play Leicester tomorrow. Um, how are you guys? How are you guys feeling about that? And what is your score prediction for tomorrow?
It's at Old Trafford,
Honestly,
right?
Yeah, so Old
yeah, it's at
Trafford.
Old
Yeah,
Trafford. Yeah. I I don't know if honestly it's going to be different. Um, I'll say that I'm confident. Yeah, I will say that I'm confident because I think we're going to see a different United. Not only are we going to see a different like way that we play, but we're also going to see players who are going to be up for it because a lot of these players didn't like what was going on towards the end of Ten Hag's reign.
Mm.
Some of, like I mentioned earlier, Rashford, who was one of his guys. We saw a clip of him talking about these guys like lost it. I think that's what he basically said. And then we've seen so many like letters to Ten Hag that certain players have like wrote on their social media, haven't gotten anything from Rashford yet. So I could
Yeah.
tell that he's one player that he was honestly probably happy that Ten Hag's gone. But just in general too, like if I see Ahmad play, I feel like Ahmad could get featured. So if he plays, I've been calling for Ahmad to play anyways. So that will be a plus for us too. The stadium will be the fans. The stadium will be rocking. I know the fans will be behind the team. It's just good vibes for us, and I feel like Rude's, like you said, is not that bad of a manager. I think he could set us up for a win. It's Leicester City, of course. So yeah, I think it's gonna be what I expect to see from the team is a reaction. I expect to see like now that we've made this decision, okay, now you players show us that some of you players weren't the issue, and it was really Ten Hag because this is the problem for me is that some of these players, um, the whole idea of that players throw manager under a bus and all that type of stuff, right? It's like, okay, give us a reaction, us fans, because one, we 100% deserve it after what we've been through with this last manager. So yeah, it's just like I think I'm confident. I'm gonna predict a 2-0. I think we can win 2-0. And I think yeah, we'll I think there'll be still some deficiencies here and there, moments of some problems that we've had, but I think overall the vibes are going to be there. It's going to be positive football. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That's really it. I'm so looking forward to it. Can't wait to see a different United, a different identity, and all that type of stuff. So yeah, that's me.
Fair enough. Sky, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm excited too, but so in the states, every state has a tagline, right? Like the little saying that goes with their state. So, for instance, Missouri's tagline is "Show me state," right? Like you have to show me, right? And so for me, I'm not from Missouri, but I need to see it first. Like I can't go into this saying we're going to score 3 goals because absolutely not. I just don't have any confidence in Rashford and Garnacho or Hoyland to score. I'm hoping for the best. Like if Rashford gets a hat trick tomorrow, I'm going to be so happy but frustrated at him because it's like that's unacceptable for you to just turn it on and off like that if that's what you're doing. But I'm hoping for a win. I'm gonna go 2-1, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit scarred, but I just can't see this team all of a sudden just cooking because Eric Ten Hag's not there. Like I just don't. I don't believe in the players that much like that from what they've shown me. So I'm going conservative in the fact that I think we're gonna win, but I'm not expecting like prime Barcelona. Like,
I hear you. One of the I just want to mention one more thing. Like one of the reasons why I feel like players will turn up is because it's also the fact that there's a new manager who's going to join this team, and it's kind of a way of you trying to impress this new manager. Fight for your place. Show this new manager that by performing tomorrow that you should be part of his plans. And that's why I meant, like, we need a reaction from these players. Like they have, of course, obviously heard all this news too, that a new guy is coming in. They probably have their thoughts on all of that type of stuff. There should be some sort of excitement, just like how we fans are excited about Ruben Amorim coming in. These players should be excited too, because you've gone away from whatever system we had or whatever terrible stuff that we were failing at for 2 years to now something completely new. It's like you bought a new car. Be excited. You bought a new car. You're going to drive it every single day now. And it's like, it's a brand new car. Reward yourself, right? So it's like those type of things. The players we need a reaction. And also players need to perform because you need to fight for your place. Otherwise, this manager will not select you. And a lot, like when I went back to the whole favoritism type thing, I don't think Ruben Amorim is that type of player, that type of manager that advocates favoritism. He's ruthless.
And I hope Rude doesn't do that either. Like I hope
yeah.
we see a different starting lineup. Like
if
we're seeing the same thing Eric Ten Hag did, then I'm just gonna be like, okay.
Yeah. Just like, all right, you were really like, you're another him.
Yeah.
You're just rude though. Like you're not Eric. You're just another Dutch guy named not Eric. So it's like, yeah, it is whatever. But but yeah, I'm confident. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
I'm glad you're confident.
Yeah,
I'm not.
excited to watch this game.
I think we might have.
The Chelsea game is a whole different conversation, though, Sunshine.
Yeah.
That game is a whole different conversation for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we are playing Leicester. That's true. But I don't know. These players, man.
No, I hear you.
They're just ready to just see what happens right now.
Yeah.
I'm just double checking because I don't know whether you guys got the here we go for. I haven't seen nothing
for Amorim.
The most I think what are you? Are you referring to Amorim?
Yeah, no, nothing yet.
Fabrizio
they're
tweeted
supposed to be flying there.
So the last we got from Fabrizio was Ruben Amorim on Man United after the game. Nothing to say yet. No announcement to make. He told Sports.
If you go to his Twitter, it's pinned. He wrote, "United are set to pay 10 million exit clause to become new manager. Here we go." That's what he said.
Oh, that was earlier. That was way earlier.
Oh, nothing since yet, but that's like in terms of big news, like that's what we basically got. But I think it's done. It's just more of a matter of time, like when he's going to come into his team. There was a tweet earlier today too that I think they're discussing his backroom staff as well. So that type of stuff will take some time, but it's really just a question of when. I'm sure it's over the line. Like they've I think Sporting dropped a letter too. Fan reactions
Mhm.
today. There was literally, I saw a clip. I don't know if you guys have seen it. There's like this
Yes.
old Sporting fan literally crying that Ruben Amorim is leaving and
Yes.
joining Man United. So it's like, yeah, I feel like it's done. It's more of just of when it's going to be completed. This is what I would say though. If we get Amorim before Chelsea, and he's there on Sunday, we have a chance to win. I'll say we have a chance to win. But if he's not, I think we could draw. We could still draw this game. I still think we can against Chelsea. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, big up to you guys.
Mhm.
I appreciate you guys for coming through and joining me for this stream. Yeah, listen, this has been a good cold hard truths episode. Guys, make sure to smash the like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to subscribe to Schick and to Sky's channels as well, guys. In the description is their links, so make sure to go over there and subscribe. I'm gonna send you guys over to Staffy because I think he's live at the moment. So I'm gonna send you over to Staffy, the fraud. Ruben Amorim, here we go. He's in there talking about Ruben Amorim. So guys, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like. I'll see you on the next one, people. Peace out.
Bye.
Peace.
I don't even have to say Ten Hag out anymore.
I know, I feel so weird.
Oh,